Hey everyone, this is Meredith Eisenberg with Solo Biz Hacker, and thank you for downloading my worksheet on how to choose a topic for your opt-in. Now, opt-ins are something where people get really stuck because everybody tells you you need to have an opt-in, you need to start building your list, and it's really difficult in the beginning to kind of get the right amount of opt-in for people and to get a topic that people are actually interested in. People get very stuck around this. So then they either give too much away, so they spend months and months and months slaving over a 100-page ebook that nobody wants and nobody reads because their audience wants something totally different. Or they just give up altogether and don't have an opt-in. So all of these people are coming to their site day after day, week after week, because these people are posting amazing blog posts and they're active on social media, but then there's no place for people to raise their hand to say that they want a future connection. So what we're going to do today is go through a quick worksheet that I use with my clients as part of a bigger system that I have to help you get your initial lead generation platform up on the web and working. This is one of the steps. Is probably the second or third step actually in the entire process, but I thought I would show it to you today so that you can get a sense of how to pick a topic for that all-important lead magnet. So you ready to go? Awesome. Let's start. Let me share my screen. Okay, here we go. So the first thing that you need to think about when creating an opt-in is who your audience is. And of course, we dig into this a little bit more deeply in the complete system, but just to give you an idea, you kind of need to figure out in general who it is you're targeting. Because if you know that, then writing the landing page for the opt-in is a lot easier, and choosing exactly which step in the process you might want to highlight for people, that's going to be a lot easier. So basically everything's going to flow. So now you're probably saying, but Meredith, I have this huge audience, I am a sleep coach and everybody needs to sleep, right? Well, yeah, everyone needs to sleep, and bless you, you are doing, good work. People need to sleep better. But if you targeted your lead magnet toward 10 mistakes that new mothers make when trying to get enough sleep, that's going to be a lot more intriguing to an audience of new mothers than just 10 sleep mistakes that everybody makes. Nobody really is going to be interested in that because they can go to Huffington Post and get that information right away. No problem, right? So what you want to do is tune into your audience a little bit and figure out what it is that they want and why they want it and why they're not getting it, and then help them to solve a problem within the lead magnet that you create. If you have multiple different audiences, that's actually awesome. That means that you can go through this process and attack multiple audiences with slight variations of the same lead magnet, and then you have more chances out there for people to give you their email address, and they're already pre-segmented, so you can follow up with them and they will think that you are amazing because you totally get them and totally work with people just like them versus working with everyone, even if you do. You can target different parts of your marketing toward different segments of your target audience. So you ready to get started? Perfect. Let's go. All right. So the first part of this worksheet is about fine-tuning your audience. And so what we want to do is we want to look at who it is that you're targeting. So in my example, it's people who teach online who want to make a good living with their business. Sound like you? Huh. What is it that they want? They want a sustainable business that allows them to have a life and to make a difference. Why do they want that? Well, they want to share their passion with others. They truly believe in what they're doing and want to make a difference in more people's lives. But they also want to have time to take care of their family and spend time with friends and have a business that they can earn money on their own terms versus being at somebody else's whim and beck and call. So they want to have more freedom to take care of their children, to take care of their parents, to just travel and have a good time. So why is this not happening for them now? Why do they need your help? Well, in my case, people get really stuck around understanding, all the different pieces of the puzzle and how they fit together. So this is why in our bigger program, we work with you to figure out all the pieces of your deck puzzle and put them together in a way that makes sense and helps you have kind of a smooth and more seamless business. And so that's where people get stuck. We can also kind of divide this up even further. So what if we said new coaches? And so just play with a couple of different options. What if we had established people who've been around for a while? Okay, established. Okay, so what is it that they want to do? Well, so new coaches want basically to make money, make their first $1,000, you know, in their business. That's amazing when that happens, because you feel like, wow, you know, this actually might work for me. And why? Well, they want to be confident that their new business is going to work for them. And they want to, you know, have more money to continue to build their business. And why isn't it working? Well, it's not working because they don't know where to start, basically. And they're unfamiliar with how this all, you know, is going to work. So they don't know where to start. Okay, so established coaches has a little bit different of a bend to it. So they want to create a sustainable business. And they're, you know, and they don't want to work so hard. And maybe they're feeling burnt out. So they're feeling burnt out. They really feel like they're like not making as much money as they think they should be, given the effort that they're putting in. So they log all the hours they spend and all the money they make, and it comes out to kind of below minimum wage. That's a wake-up call for a lot of coaches that it's time to do things a little bit differently with their time versus outsourcing to other people. And why isn't it working? Well, I think a lot of people they don't have systems in place to delegate, and they don't know how to scale. So the system that works for them as a solopreneur doesn't really work with a team of 6 or 7 people. So that's one way to kind of break this out. Another business stage that you could look at is men versus women, right? And so they would have a different what and a different why. You could look at different kinds of coaches, you know, health coaches versus business coaches, or different types of influencers. So would a blogger's need be different than an Instagram influencer's need? And so you can kind of go through this spreadsheet and sort of get a sense of what it is that people want, what it is that's motivating them. And it might be different for different people, and women might be more involved in taking care of their children and their family. I know that sounds very not 2019, but sometimes that's true, that women have more responsibilities for family care. So that might be more of a motivation for them than men who want to provide for their family more. They want to make more money to provide for their family more financially. Older versus younger, if you're dealing with retirees versus college students, those people might have different motivations. And so kind of getting a sense of what it is that people want and why they want it and why they're not getting it is going to really help you to really hone down on who you're writing this or who you're creating this for. So then the next thing to look at is, okay, so people have their what they want, and people in this why not is kind of where they are now, right? And so you as are going to help them, or else that's why they're giving you money, right? To get them from point A to point B. So you look at the starting point And, you know, the starting point for, and so just for the sake of argument, let's say that we are working with established coaches. So their starting point is their business is making maybe, you know, $3,000 a month. They are working by themselves, maybe 100 hours a week. Okay, so step one would be to really do an audit for them of their current business and what's working and what could work. And so this is what in our business process we call a client roadmap. We go through and we analyze somebody's funnel, how it is now, and see if there are any tweaks we can do to sort of improve how things work a little bit. The next step is to create a collaborative process to fine-tune their marketing to their audience. So this is where we really plan out the funnel. The next stage is to implement their funnel. We have some templates that we use and customize for our clients to help get this working better. And then the next thing is to train their staff and to evaluate how it all worked. So training and evaluation. Because you can't, you know, at the end of the day, you can create a funnel, but if you're not like checking in on how it works, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. That's actually what I've noticed with some of the people that I've worked with that have big businesses, you know, 7-figure businesses. The difference between them and the people who never quite break out of the solopreneur arena is that they are tracking and testing more. And you can track and test more as your business grows, but to start from the very beginning makes a ton of sense. And so even with our very beginning clients, we create some key performance indicators and some easy ways of testing things. And so that way you can move forward. And so the result at the end of the day, you know, you go back to the what they want. So they have a sustainable business with leads coming in where they're not working as hard. Okay, easy. And who wouldn't want that? That is definitely something that, you know, is valuable at the end of the day. So go through your, and you can go ahead and add more steps if there are more steps. And so once you've gone through the different steps about how you help your clients, the next step is to think about, okay, of these different things, what step is the place where people get stuck the most? Where is it that you can provide just that little hand up that will get someone from point A to point B? There's still all kinds of reasons for them to hire you, but you're just solving one problem. Like one of the best lead magnets I ever saw was a Facebook ads firm that did a lead magnet about how to get 10,000 likes on Facebook. And they had a process, and you could just do the process and get 10,000 likes on Facebook. Now, 10,000 likes and, you know, $5 buys you a cup of coffee at Starbucks, but still, I mean, it was something that people perceived as a problem, and so they moved forward. So for me, and for this, I would say probably the biggest problem that people have in the beginning is trying to do too much. And so their lead magnet or their different parts of their funnel are very complicated, when very simple might be something that actually works better and is easier to maintain. So my lead magnet would probably be something around this audit. And it's one page of, you know, a worksheet that I use with clients already to figure out what's working and what's not working in their funnel. So if I were to use this example, the lead mag that I would use is I'd pull something out of our road mapping process, and I would use that exact worksheet as my lead magnet, because that is part of the process. And so people can kind of see, okay, this is a little bit what this person is like to work with, and this is definitely a topic that will get me from point A to point B. So I might pick something like, here is a 5-point assessment of your opt-in page. Here are some things to look at to make sure that you're not leaving clients on the table. And a lot of it can be things, that are as simple as, is your site an HTTPS site? Have you opted in for your lead magnet lately? A lot of people put their lead magnet up and they don't ever opt in again, and then they find out that their lead magnet never gets delivered to anyone who opts in for it. So things like that you can give people some hints of things to test. And so that is basically the quick and easy how to pick the topic. The next step, if you want to learn more, is I do have a class that you can sign up for, and there's a little ad for it down here. It's called the 60-Minute Opt-in. And this is basically working with me as I put the lead magnet up on a site in less than an hour. It's super easy to do. You can go from taking the worksheet that you already have and dressing it up a little bit to make it suitable as an opt-in, and move it all the way through to having a functional opt-in on your site that people can download, and you can start building that list and getting those all-important people who don't share your last name and who you don't know personally on your list, because that ultimately is how you're going to grow your business. So it's been great talking with you guys about this. And if you have any questions, just feel free to email me, Meredith@solobizhacker.com.